Good day to all. Welcome to Extreme Recap. Laura Peterson, a woman whose son Caleb was killed in the Afghanistan war, is shown at the beginning of the film. David Collins, a man who used to live in the United States, comes to visit Laura after she is sad. Laura, an army surgeon who claims to have been Caleb's friend while he was serving in Afghanistan, greeted her warmly after David informed her that Caleb's will was the reason for his visit. That instructed him to visit his house and express his love for his family. Laura was in tears. David felt bad for making her sad when he received the final message from her deceased son. Instead, Laura thanked David for conveying Caleb's message and inviting him to stay as long as he wanted at their home, while David and Laura were having a casual conversation. Anna, Laura's daughter, showed up and was going to express farewell to her mom to go to work. David was then shown to Anna by Laura before she left the house. Luke, Caleb's younger brother, is still attending school elsewhere. Luke studies quietly and does not know anyone. As a result, he is constantly bullied by his classmates. Prior to going home, his bullies even threw Luke's face into the locker at school. At the point when he returned home, David acquaints himself as Caleb's companion with Luke and attempts to know him. David asked Luke a question when he noticed that Luke's face had a small cut. But Luke lied when he said that he hit his face by accident while playing football. Shortly following Spencer, when David, Laura's husband, got home, Spencer, like Laura, gave David a warm welcome and let him stay as long as he wanted. Following their lengthy conversation, Spencer informed David of a challenge he was facing at work. In contrast, Anna is on a low with her boyfriend Zeke, and the following day, she tells Zeke about David. David surprises Luke by picking him up from school. David asked Luke to show his bullies because he didn't believe Luke about the bruises on his face. Luke then made a reference to a group of students who regularly bullied him at school. Following that, David and Luke went with the police to a bar, where David first tries to make the delinquent students feel bad about themselves by buying them the most expensive drinks. David, on the other hand, beat the bullies after they poured the drink on him because he felt insulted. After that, David uses his understanding of bribery and the law to persuade the bartender not to report his actions at the bar. He then instructed Luke to confront all of the bullies. The scene shifts to Anna and David attending a Halloween party at a friend of Anna's house. David was then introduced to Anna's boyfriend, Zeke, as well as to Anna's friends Kristen and Craig. As a result of David's ability to impress Anna's friends, they quickly became friends in the middle of the party. Christians, her former boyfriend, shows up all of a sudden and makes a big deal about her refusal to have anything to do with her former boyfriend, who is always rude. David saves Christian after seeing this and beats his ex-boyfriend out of his life. Kristen took David to her room and had some fun after, inspired by David's heroism. David then went up to Craig and asked where he could buy a gun after talking with Kristen. Craig inquires about the purpose of the gun, but David responds that he is a soldier who adores firearms. Craig stated that he would introduce David to a former gun dealer. David was then asked to prepare by Craig. David and Anna went home after arranging a meeting with Craig and the gun dealer. While they were driving home, Anna offered to make David a compilation CD. When Anna hears David talking on the phone the following day, she finds their conversation odd. Anna, who started to think David was a bad guy, tried to learn more about David Collins, who now lives in her house. To begin, she got in touch with the military base to ascertain David's identity. The military vowed to explore David Collins and offer the data with Anna, connecting with David Collins, a privately owned business called KPG, drove by Significant Carver, then framed a unique powers group and set out toward Peterson's home. It is finally made clear that both the real David Collins and the David Collins have passed away, who is now residing in the Peterson residence. Is a different person disguised, but his motives for causing trouble for the Peterson family are unknown. David is then shown in the scene, who is about to purchase a firearm from a man Craig knows was also present to guard the entrance. The gunman then showed David a few pistols and asked him to try them one by one after showing the money. David, however, decided against purchasing the gun, which came as a surprise. He also killed Craig and the gun dealer. After that, he kept each gun for himself. In contrast, Anna was informed by the military base that David Collins was living with someone else in the house she was currently in, due to the fact that David Collins had passed away. Anna told her parents right away about David Collins, but they didn't believe what she said. Then, she plans to convince David of her suspicions by stealing his phone and photographing the list of phone numbers he has called recently. After that, Zeke calls Anna to tell her that Craig has been killed and that they blame him. On the other hand, Spencer's mysterious workplace boss's death is finally made clear, thereby granting him the promotion he has always desired in the evening, just as David and the rest of the Peterson family are getting ready for dinner. David Collins's identity is revealed to Anna's family. However, David was able to persuade Spencer and Laura with his kind words and by showing them his soldier identification necklace. Laura and Spencer ignored Anna's words once more and believed David's more, which irritated Anna so much that she decided to talk about David's bad behavior when she dropped Luke off at school the following day and asked her younger brother to find out the phone number David had used to die. David, who was assisting Laura with the drying of her clothes, entered the house to retrieve the remaining laundry. Major Carver and his special forces visited Laura after David left and inquired about David. David attacked them right away, anticipating Carver's arrival, when Laura informed him that he was in the house. David and Carver's engaged in a shootout. Special forces were bound to exist. Laura flees into the house when Carver tries to protect her. David got a shot injury to the thigh, yet he immediately wrapped the injury and killed all of the unique power individuals with the exception of Carver. David ran into Laura, who had camped out in the kitchen. When she inquired about the people who wanted to kill him, she appeared perplexed. However, David did not respond to her inquiry because his cover was exposed. He drove off after stabbing Laura with a kitchen knife. En route, dust clouded David's vision, causing him to collide with Spencer's homecoming vehicle. After that, he shot Spencer in the head and killed him. Even though David's car tire is blowing out, Carver continues to pursue him and discovers that David was in an accident, but his whereabouts are unknown. The accident victim Spencer is then located by Carver. He then asked a man who was passing by the road to lend him a car because he had to get Anna and Luke to safety before David found them and killed them. Carver promptly got Anna to the eatery where she worked in. He tells her who he is and tells her that David Carver killed her parents. He then tells her that David is a test subject in a military medical experiment and has been programmed to kill anyone who might betray him. Even if he wants to, he is unlikely to stop. After learning of her parents' passing, Anna was devastated and immediately contacted her younger brother, who was getting ready for a Halloween party at his school. David arrived in a car shortly after Carver and Anna left the restaurant. He asks Kristen where Anna is, but he kills her and uses a grenade to blow up the restaurant where she works because Kristen looks suspicious. David finally ran to the school to kill Luke. Carver and Anna, on the other hand, get to Luke's school before he does. They enter a Halloween-themed haunted house and find Luke cleaning it. Anna gave Luke a quick hug and was relieved that her brother was there. But then the lights all went out at once and music started. Which was David in the sound room playing the accumulation disc Anna gave him. Additionally, David had turned off the lights with the intention of instantly killing everyone. Following Luke's teacher's instructions, the three of them rushed out of their place. However, David, anticipating this, confronted them immediately and killed Luke's teacher, who was leading the charge. Carver saw this and told Luke and Anna to find a different way out while he fought David alone, despite holding the major. In fact, Carver was unable to halt. David, who, like David, had been trained to be a soldier, eventually died. Luke and Anna, on the other hand, discovered the exit, but David chained it shut. Therefore, they were stuck there. Luke is then instructed to hide while Anna fights David. Luke initially declines, but Anna informs him that David killed their parents and intends to exact revenge. Luke finally followed his sister's instructions and hid behind David's knife just in case. To summarize, Anna shot David with Carver's gun when she confronted him. However, David was still able to stand, so his attacker stabbed her in the leg from behind. David attempted to strangle Anna after she fell to the ground. She tries to aim the gun at David, but it misfires, damaging the light and starting a fire. Concerns Luke have. His sister then comes to help Anna. He stabbed David twice right away, releasing Anna from David's grip. David was proud of Luke because he told him he had done the right thing and gave him a thumbs up before going unconscious instead of getting angry. Before long, the police showed up at the school, joined by ambulances and firemen. While resting in the ambulance, Anna and Luke are rescued and appear extremely traumatized by the incident. Luke and Anna overhear firefighters stating that there have only been 2 bodies found, as a number of firefighters left the school. The officer turned to face her when she noticed that one of them was limping. It turned out that David was the one who sneakily fled the scene while pretending to be a firefighter. Turn on notifications, please subscribe for more videos like this, and like the channel to support it. Thank you very much for watching.